Hello, Clash fans! Trample Damage coming to you today in the morning. It's Friday morning. Looking forward to a busy weekend full of violin lessons and the cross practice and gathering with the dancers at the dance studio and all kinds of fun stuff. But in the meantime, I have a couple of housekeeping things. I was informed recently by a couple people that I'm not doing a good enough job of marketing myself. So I'll start my video by telling you to subscribe to my channel and to like the video and to let you know that if you comment down below, you will be entered into a raffle to win a gold-plated bag of good vibes. And good vibes are intangible and have zero height and width and depth, so I won't have to expend any gold plating those good vibes, but you will get good vibes from me. And also, any new subscribers, should you find yourself in line behind me at the mini-mart, I will most likely, I'm monologuing and my screen went dark. I'll most likely buy your drinks, just because I do that at the mini-mart. I usually buy drinks for people behind me. Unless it's like a 24-pack of alcohol, I don't normally wind up doing that. As another thing, too, is that my son pointed out to me is I should share some of the comments that I wind up getting. And last night I actually got one of the nicest comments I've seen for a while from a longtime subscriber, Mayrick Vaz. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. I'll put a copy of it up here on the screen. But one of your best videos ever. We learn from mistakes, and I appreciate you putting yourself out there while you are learning a new attack. Thanks, Trample Damage. I'll be honest, I'm easy to please. That made my night. I was already having a good night, and I felt all warm and fuzzy inside. So, Mayrick, thank you. I super appreciate the positive feedback and even some constructive criticism. Mayrick has given me constructive criticism over the year-ish, half a year since I started doing videos. But nonetheless, so let's jump into today's content. I posted a picture last night on Reddit where I was showing my Ice Golem attack that I've been tinkering around with. And I think I showed a screenshot of one of these that went really well and said, hey, I've got a couple of triples today, or, you know, I'm doing really well with this. And so what I wanted to do was share I wanted to almost share like a legend day. So I'm going to take the last 8 attacks, pretend it was a legend day, and we'll wind up sharing those. And we go to my attack log here, battle log. Here, we'll go back here, attack log. So we see I've been trying, so I tried Frozen Dragons because somebody told me it's a thing, and that's not my thing, but you know, I tried 6 or 7 of them. Then I went back to that. I've been really loving the Earthquake spell ever since it got its new radius and its new damage percentages that it deals to at higher levels. And I've been trying this IceQuake attack for a while, where I use 8 Earthquake spells to just really peel a base open, and then Ice Golems to tank and freeze stuff and let everybody else destroy things behind. And I've been using Witches and Bowlers, but I decided to try yesterday switching. And that's a fun attack too. It's a hit or miss attack. I tried yesterday switching to using PEKKAs. So I swapped out all the bowlers and a couple witches to dump in 4 PEKKAs. And I'm still running 2 freeze spells with a rage in the clan castle and 1 poison for the CC troops. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with this one here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll pretend that that's a day of Legend Leagues, and it'll be a day of Legend League attacks from Trample Damage. And so we're going to start with some marijuana. We're going to start with an attack here against marijuana. So the general idea here is find some good places where you can bust open the base with the Earthquake spell. And remember, it can hit a length of tiles that is 10 tiles long if you time it perfectly right in between 2 pieces. So for example, we will find this piece of ground, that invisible line right there in between the town hall and this army camp. If you were to drop it right in on that line, it would hit 5 tiles up this direction, so it would even hit this blank space of grass behind the town hall. It would hit the whole army camp and the first row of stuff in the grass out here. So it can hit 10 tiles long. An easier thing is 9 tiles, because then you know you just drop it right on a tile and it'll bust the 4 that are behind it. So the idea here is we quad quake, which will take down all the walls. We quad quake in 2 different places, and then you presumably use a little bit of, let me speed up here, you presumably use a little bit of funneling to, and I think a lot about this attack because I'm counting wall pieces and I'm trying to figure out where I can get the most value. And don't underestimate the fact that 4 max Earthquake spells take half the hit points off of any building. Don't hit the town hall with it. It starts wrecking your troops before you get there. Sometimes it's okay to do that. So we got, here, I'm going to pause one more sec. So 4 PEKKAs, 7 witches, 6 Ice Golems. Ice Golems, all about tanking. And I'm still developing this a little bit because it works a little different with P.E.K.As than it does with Witches and Boulders. So 1, 2, 3. We got 4 earthquake spells, and you saw me counting here that space. So we blow those open, and you see we're missing half the hit points on that archer tower and half the hit points on all these buildings here. And I wanted to just pop all this open and also wreck half the hit points on that eagle artillery. That's a lot of damage those earthquake spells did. That's the one thing you can't underestimate. It's not just about opening up the walls. Now, I tend to use a wall wrecker. We got a P.E.K.K.A and an ice golem over here. And the goal is to create a little bit of a funnel. I'm going to speed that along a little. Then ice golem over here with a P.E.K.K.A. And I did an ice golem right here with a P.E.K.K.A. I'm still kind of tinkering. I'm starting to get a little bit more of a feel for how this goes. And I went ahead this time and I decided that the Stone Slammer, because I don't remember what defense that was, I just blew up. Whatever defense that was, when you have a Stone Slammer and you're going against a defense that's right against a wall, it will blow that wall. So the goal was Stone Slammer here to bust that up instead of a wall wrecker, and then my troops can start heading inside. So we've got 1, 2, 3. We got P.E.K.K.A going inside. The ice golems are spread out, and you can see as they die, they create a nice pocket of stuff that is frozen. So it's, you know, the buildings will stop firing. We got some Clan Castle Giants there, which was a little bit of a gift because the poison spell was able to eat them up relatively quickly. I did use a freeze spell on the Eagle Artillery because it's still an Eagle Artillery and deals lots of damage. Went ahead and did the Grand Warden right there in the middle and salvaged a hit against some of that Eagle stuff. Now, Ice Golem goes down, all this stuff gets frozen. Here comes this P.E.K.K.A ready to come in. I did drop in a freeze spell on these hidden Teslas in here. I have 2 freeze spells to help supplement. Might have been a good idea to hit the freeze on the Inferno Tower there, but nice and wide open. You got plenty of room for P.E.K.K.As to run and play, and this one, she's super smart. Instead of walking around this way, she said, I'm going to take this wall down, which is impressive. Over here, got a lot of value out of these witches, just making skeletons over and over again for that Archer Queen. And I had a P.E.K.K.A latent up over here, but that Barbarian King killed her. Archer Queen got some revenge, got archers up here. I run 6 archers as cleanup troops instead of a wizard and a minion, just because it gives me a little bit more of a spread. And Archer Queen chilling in there, banging things away. Archer Queen, enemy Archer Queen gets taken down by the Grand Warden. That witch keeping things a little busy. And the Grand Warden is my hero, taking some fire for the Archer Queen long enough that she's able to get a few shots and then let him kill. And then, 1, 2, 3, get some cleanup. And none of that stuff can hit back, and the Grand Warden walks over and says, die, Bomb Tower, die. The Grand Warden's my hero. So it's the first time I used this attack, and I ended up getting 3 stars against Marijuana. And I'm late for a meeting, so because I just got to work, and I'm going to stop for now. We'll come back, and we'll take a look at these other 7 attacks that will make up the beginning of what we're considering a Day of Legend attacks with IceQuake. Hello, Clash friends! I guess, that's my door closing to my bedroom. Trying to have some privacy. Not for anything like that. I'm just trying to have some quiet space where I can add to my videos. So, it's now the end of the day. I was at work for 11 hours today. It was a long day. I have a big job. Good job. Good thing I don't need to make a living off of YouTube, because right now I have 238 subscribers. I got some new ones today, and I don't know who some of them are. But anyway, back to IceQuake. So I'm running behind here today. My battle log. I've only made my 2 attacks, but I've only taken 3. Ooh, I can make some hay today. How much time is left? 3 hours. I also have a lot of attacks to make on my main base, my Rochester account. Let's jump back into some IceQuake. So the first one we started with was this one here, where we got 3 stars. Of course, start with the good ones. Now we'll move on to the 2 stars and the 1 stars. And, another 3 star. That's right, I remember that one. So we got replay. 4 P.E.K.K.As, 6 Ice Golems, 7 Witches, 8 Quake spells. I love attacking this base with Go Hog. I have a video on this. Ooh, I can link it. Click here on the upper right-hand corner where I'm waving my finger to see how to attack this base with Hog Riders. It's actually easy to attack with Hog Riders. This base sucks for IceQuake because you don't get much value out of the Earthquake spells. You really don't. Now, this attack, the coolest thing is watching the Ice Golems wreck the Town Hall. But it's a single target tower. I mean, a multi-target tower, which doesn't do a lot to a single P.E.K.K.A. So we're working on some funneling there. Got Ice Golem, P.E.K.K.A down here, creating a funnel for our troops. I wanted the wall wrecker to break open this wall. Went ahead and brought my heroes, my witches, some ice golems, the rest of the ice golems, the P.E.K.K.as, and my Grand Warden, and we've got a nice... Everybody's heading in, and I said, bang, open that up, head toward the Eagle Artillery. If I was... I would never use this attack in war against this base, but, it can deal a lot of damage to the Eagle and a lot of damage to other buildings. So we got some damage going in there, and the Wall Wrecker, because I played this poorly, went and got wrecked over here. And count carefully the number of spaces away. It's kind of actually works out okay that I ended up getting the 2nd star because I accidentally hit the Town Hall, but I'm now taking 200 points of damage per second to 5 targets for quite some time. And I decided to use my first spell as a freeze there. Poison, obviously, on the clan castle. These smart witches right here said, whoa, 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 don't go into that glowing orange miasma. Send the skeletons in there, and then let's stand back and not get killed. But then my troops caught up to them. Archer Queen over there putting in some work on the Eagle Artillery. And here we go, the coolest part of the attack. 2 ice golems under rage, banging away at the Town Hall. Other fun stuff happening down there, but let's watch these guys finish this off. They just look like they got so huge. They're like, big ice golem, slow down Town Hall. Bam, Town Hall goes down. That ice golem dies, freezes the ground. And that was about it. There's nothing else cool that happens here. Archer Queen ends up getting torched by that single target Inferno Tower. And these ice golems come down here to play with the Inferno Tower down here. They just kind of freeze up a little bit. And my Archer Queen is now dead to the Inferno Tower, and we can watch this Archer shoot stuff for a full minute and a half, or we can leave. I hate that base, but I came away with 2 stars. I'm going to call that a supreme victory. Okay, that was against somebody from an Afghani clan, and I don't speak any other languages than English, so we'll just say that's friendly guy. 97. Okay, so we now on to our next 2-star. Again, same army. We're rocking 6 ice golems, and I got the same base back to back. And I said, you have to be kidding me. This is ridiculous. I hate attacking this base. IceQuake sucks against this Town Hall layout. But this time I opted to come in over here. Where are my troops? I figured, clan castle, I want to make sure I take care of that. There's a single target tower here. It'll start eating my P.E.K.K.as, and there's a multi-target tower here. So, oh, there it is, P.E.K.K.A. P.E.K.K.A, I knew I was coming on the side. P.E.K.K.A coming down there. And it's a little bit of funneling. P.E.K.K.A over there, making sure nobody goes wandering. P.E.K.K.A this way, making sure nobody goes wandering. Put my troops into the middle there. Wall Wrecker. I led with my Wall Wrecker. I shouldn't have led with my Wall Wrecker. And this time, so as not to make the same mistake of needing my ice golems to find their way to the middle, I quaked, not ice quaked. I quaked over. Okay, so I got a phone call. Pause. I got a phone call, so it interrupted my video because I don't have like a really cool studio with fancy stuff. I'm doing all this on my phone, which is super fun because I'm sitting in a chair relaxing and I don't have any video cameras pointed at me. But one day when I have 70 billion followers, somebody will figure out who I am in real life. In the meantime, I did it again. I poorly timed my hits on my Quake spells, and you can see that I didn't hit it with all 4 of them because the Town Hall isn't missing almost half its hit points. So stupid me, but actually it worked out okay. The ice golems are in there taking the lead on the hits, and I said, well, may as well go ahead and use my Eternal Tome to protect against that first one. And definitely in this instance, I was thinking, I'm not even going to get all that open space there, and I'm not even going to get 1 star. And then I thought, oh, my witches can go in there and die very quickly. And they do. They die. The Town Hall, man, that thing is mean. But then my ice golems said, you know what? We can take the Town Hall. There are 4 of them in there. They said, let's take this. We got this Town Hall. Bang, 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 bang. Oh, and you thought they were going to get it all by themselves, but here comes a legion of skeletons and a P.E.K.K.A and a Grand Warden and my Archer Queen heading back. But kudos to those ice golems who are about to take that thing out themselves. They mega freeze the crap out of everything over here. Archer Queen takes down the Eagle Artillery, and then we lose to the single target Inferno Towers, but still gave a pretty good account of ourselves before we ran out of gas and ultimately left 3 archers shooting. I want to say it was this elixir storage. Yep, they died, and then I said, ooh, archer, cue the archer. Actually, I think I stopped paying attention, and then I went, oh wait, I still have 3 archers left. And so I put my archers in there, and they got that elixir storage, and presto, we got an 87% 2-star. Kudos, trample damage. Now I know what you guys are thinking. You're thinking, I see that 1-star in that attack log. You're gonna skip that, aren't you, and jump to the 3-star? No, I'm not. But I'm gonna blame my 1-star on the fact that count my earthquake spells. I have 7. As the attack started, I went, no, I have 7 earthquake spells. The whole point of bringing 4 earthquake spells is to blow open the wall. 3 extra earthquake spells suck because they don't take down walls. So the game plan was going to be blow out a bunch of crap up here, blow out some crap in here, call it a day, or blow out the crap right in here, and then wall wrecker through these 2, and then drop 4 earthquake spells to bust open some walls here, like right here where the Archer Queen's standing, dealing tons of damage to all these high hit point buildings, including the Town Hall, but do that right when I get close. But instead I have 2 poison spells, and I would gladly have traded that second poison spell for the ability to complete my second quad quake. And instead, cue the troops. There's that earthquake. So the second batch would have definitely come down here to blow all this stuff out and get me out the back end. But instead, we went... Oh, it was nice, because normally this base, that single target Inferno Tower is often up here. But so they let me funnel with my P.E.K.K.A. And they let me funnel with my P.E.K.K.A. and my Witches down here. And I put my Ice Golems out to make sure that Wall Wrecker could get through. Put the rest of my Ice Golem friends in there with the rest of my P.E.K.K.A.s and the rest of my Witches, and you just see how wonderful those Ice Golems are when they start taking damage and they die and then they freeze stuff. And they're just really useful like that. Archer Queen came on the inside and I thought, yes, go inside and get the eagle. And then she went outside and I was like, oh man, this is terrible. But then, fortunately, the Barbarian King said, we got to get inside that wall. We definitely need to get inside that wall. And he banged and banged and banged on the wall, and I managed to get all the way into the Town Hall and then take down the town. No, my Archer Queen got blasted and she died, and then everything fell apart and these guys ran around the outside looking stupid. But I'm pretty sure that if I hadn't freaked out over only having 3 earthquake spells there, I would have managed to get at least the 2nd star, if not the 3rd. But I didn't get to do that, alas. There's my 1-star, but it's 1-star that came from, failing to do a proper pre-flight check. And that happens again in another attack. So then we get to a second 1-star, 3-star, a second 3-star on the day. And we came in on this side. So these air defenses are tricky for when you're trying to... oh, wait, I'm doing IceQuake. That's for I'm thinking of my Hog Rider videos. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to make sure that the P.E.K.K.A.s went inside this wall here. I didn't want them to come outside. And play. Okay, I'm super popular. I got another phone call. So we got Ice Golems in here to start tanking, and I had a feeling there might be a Tesla farm there, so I threw a P.E.K.K.A. in there, and then I thought, I don't know if that's going to be enough, but that Ice Golem died real fast and froze those guys, and I think that might wind up working out okay. And here comes some Clan Castle troops, and man, there's a lot of stuff happening all at once. I didn't yet put anybody down here. Went ahead and dropped the other Ice Golems in, and I put this Witch specifically and this P.E.K.K.A. to take this stuff, and hoping that they would then come naturally to the gold storage and then the air defenses and then continue working their way in. So this P.E.K.K.A. Leighton over there, taking down a bunch of stuff, walks past that last hidden Tesla, but then things start to seem like they're working okay. I've got Ice Golems freezing stuff a little bit, and my Wall Wrecker looks like it's going to make it to the Town Hall. I got all those other Ice Golems coming in behind, and everybody except for a couple of Witches decide to come on the inside of the base here, which looks like it's going to go really well for me. At this point, I have 2 freeze spells that I'm capable of using, and you can see that Tornado Trap there causing a few problems inside there. And ultimately, I used the Grand Warden's Eternal Tome to prevent the Giga Tesla from killing stuff, but I used it too early, so it killed a bunch of stuff anyway. And I got a bunch of P.E.K.K.A.s in there doing a lot of damage, and my Archer Queen leaves the Inferno Tower territory, comes down this direction, 1, 2, 3, comes down this direction. Oh, there it is. Go back up. Everything's happening so fast. Archer Queen came back in to kill that, and the base is taking care of itself. Archer Queen shooting stuff, P.E.K.K.A.s doing what they do best, wrecking stuff, and then also taking some heat. And I got on the back side here, I got a couple of Barbarians taking some hits. I got Witches cleaning out stuff on this side. Archer Queen manages to get the Archer Tower and the Grand Warden statue down, and then everybody takes out the Builder Hut. 3 stars. Good job, Trample Damage. We're so proud of you. And then we come to the final attack from yesterday, which was my 6th IceQuake attack. And with this one, we decided to... these wider open bases are kind of good because it gives my troops room to run, but it's also not fantastic because I don't get as much value. So I'm counting wall pieces right now. I'm going, okay, 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, and then 7 in between those, and then 8, 9, 10, and 11. So I can't get from here all the way to here, but I could get from here all the way to here. And that is what I decided to do, I think. I haven't watched this replay since earlier. Speed up. Don't make me a liar. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Earthquake. Boom, there we go. So I counted appropriately, banged out those walls, and I got some access to the middle here. And then you start funneling. So you put some troops on the outside to make sure people aren't going to run too far to the outside. And they gave me a natural funnel over here because there are no buildings on the outside. We take advantage of that. And almost everybody goes inside, but a couple witches do head out on the back end. I saved those 4 earthquake spells to punch a side of the wall out and trigger the clan cast, or to turn on the town hall, figuring that my Grand Warden will catch up right as that's about to get activated anyway, and then an Ice Golem will freeze, and everything's 1, 2, 3, regular time. So Ice Golem freezes. Wrecker's spinning. Grand Warden gets in there. Triggered the Grand Warden's Eternal Tome, so nothing's going to die. Managed to survive the Giga Blast. In this moment, I actually was going, oh yeah, I'm going to get another 3-star attack. Archer Queen still hasn't used her ability. Got 4 Ice Golems running around. Definitely got a lot of stuff going really well, and things definitely did go well in this attack. I'm not complaining, but they started to run out of gas, and the Ice Golem started dying, and that Inferno Tower and that crossbow stayed alive, and that P.E.K.K.A was taking too many hits, and then the Archer Queen used her not her Eternal Tome, her Royal Cloak, took down a few more buildings, and then left me with a reasonable 2-star, but not enough for me to get 3. And then there's a couple of archers shooting at barracks, and congratulations, Archer, you survived, and we got a solid 2-star. Then, in what we're pretending is a full day of legend attacks, since my first 2 attacks yesterday were witches with bowlers, with these 2 attacks from this morning are making up the other 8. And here you will notice, nope, it's not this one. It's the exact same base, and I got really cocky, and I said it's the same base, I'm going to do the same thing. But you'll notice there are a few differences in the layout here. We don't have the same Tesla farm, and I stalled out up here. It was kind of sad. So I quaked in the same places. I went ahead and quaked down here too. I said that worked out really well last night. I'm going to repeat that, do the exact same thing. But then I got a little goofy and I put way too much stuff up over here, sent the Wrecker in by itself on that side. I just kind of played this one a little poorly. Threw an Ice Golem in there. P.E.K.K.A didn't come on the outside like it did last time, but it still managed to get in. And you see up here, not a whole lot's happening that's going well for me. But you can see the Ice Golems as they die, they definitely give me some air cover. But there was like a weird witch fight going on up in the top, and I never managed to really take all that stuff down. And then I was like, oh wait, here's another pair of Ice Golems and another P.E.K.K.A, and yeah, that'll work. And the Grand Warden's heading this way, and the Archer Queen went this direction, and then the Grand Warden came back, and still, all of this stuff, nothing has happened. I did manage to get some mileage over here, took down quite a few things, got my heroes rocking in there, Archer Queen still sitting on her Royal Cloak, Witches putting in some damage, and things were looking okay, but because I just failed so miserably trying to get all this stuff taken down in the beginning, they had to run that last gauntlet. Apparently sitting still, I'm losing my Wi-Fi, oh, but it's back. I just wasn't able to run enough of that gauntlet, and ultimately ran out of gas. Archer Queen coming back in and said, I'm going to do my best to take all this down, but alas, that's where she goes down. But still, I'll take it. 88% 2-star, very respectable. And what we are pretending is our final... Ooh, Alejandro, good luck, dude. Our last one, I also made a mistake. You'll notice 5 Ice Golems up here. 6 down here, 5 up here. You'll notice 12 archers and 6 archers down here. I accidentally had donated an Ice Golem, and then it pulled in 6 archers from my next attack, but wouldn't pull in the P.E.K.K.A that was after it. So I actually went into this short an Ice Golem, and this was cool. It was a time fail. I went ahead and said, look, if I can get rid of this stuff here, that'll be a nice quake blasting stuff in here, and my troops can come down here and get the town hall and wreck the entire base. So I went ahead and sent in a P.E.K.K.A. P.E.K.K.A. I sent in my king first, actually. King. Cue the king. Oh, no, I quaked first. There's my king. And the P.E.K.K.A. And an Ice Golem. And I said, they're going to do exactly what I want. They're going to run down here and clear out this whole side so I don't have to worry about that happening to the bulk of the rest of my army. They did get in range of the clan castle eventually and trigger a P.E.K.K.A and an ice golem, and still nothing happening up here. I think I just waited too long here, obviously on a time fail. I waited too long for something. That's some genius stuff there. Went ahead and poisoned. P.E.K.K.A and Barbarian King gave a great account of themselves. Here we are, though, we have 2 minutes left when I finally get up here and deploy some appropriate funneling. Got a P.E.K.K.A down there, Archer Queen comes in, Clan Castle coming in, bunch of witches, and at this point I was thinking, I got this, I'm so cool, this is awesome. Look at that. IceQuake punched out all of this. The base is wide open. They're going to carve through all this, come back around and carve through all this, and I tell you, if I had had enough time, that's exactly what would have happened. I went ahead and used my freeze spell on the town hall there. Ice golems popping away. Grand Warden used his ability, didn't even need to. Most of the troops headed back out this direction. Ice golem hanging out over there. It's a sacrificial lamb. Didn't really do anything useful. Pounded out this stuff, and you see, look how many witches are in there. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, there's 6. What? 6 witches? They're all still alive. Got a P.E.K.K.A tanking in there. Archer Queen hasn't used her Royal Cloak. An army of skeletons. Grand Warden with full hit points. And around here I went, that's a lot of buildings to get through. It's a quarter of the base worth of hit points in 30 more seconds. So I decided I'll just use my Archer Queen's Royal Cloak ability just to get some extra damage and some more troops on the battlefield. I figured there's a giant bomb in there, which there was, and another giant bomb, but it would not have mattered. If I had more time, they totally would have taken those last few buildings out. Time fail, 90%. I'm digging this attack. You guys got to try it. Other people are going to figure this out and perfect it, but I did it first. There's probably like 1,000 other YouTube videos doing this. Long video, I know it. If you're still watching, I appreciate it. If you're still watching, like the video because it was entertaining enough for you to keep watching. Comment down below, let me know that you actually finished the whole thing. The code is French fry. Post French fry down in the comments below, and I'll probably try and figure a way to mention that you watched all the way to the end of my video. In the meantime, keep clashing. Enjoy. Try new things. Push boundaries. Tell your clanmates to check out my channel. I'm looking to get to 1 million subs. I only have 999,750-ish to go. Guys, have a good one.